The role of urban landscapes, city as a character in film noir. The role of urban landscapes, city as a character in film noir. Film noir, a captivating and influential genre, originated in the early 1940s and continued its prominence until the late 1950s. Films within this genre were characterized by their dark themes, complex characters, and distinct visual style. In addition to these elements, urban landscapes played a crucial role in defining the atmosphere and enhancing the narratives of film noir. The city itself became an essential character, reflecting the moral decay, corruption, and paranoia present in these films. One of the defining traits of film noir landscapes was their shrouded darkness. Directors and cinematographers often used low-key lighting to create high contrast, deep shadows, and a mysterious atmosphere. This visual technique mirrored the psychological complexities of the characters and the morally ambiguous nature of the stories. By rendering the urban environment in dark tones, the filmmakers highlighted the underbelly of society, one filled with crime, corruption, and danger. The city in film noir was not simply a backdrop, it took on its own distinct personality and became an essential character in driving the narrative forward. It served as a metaphor for the internal struggles and moral conflicts faced by the protagonists. The sprawling metropolis provided a sense of claustrophobia and isolation, emphasizing the characters' vulnerability and entrapment within its dangerous confines. Additionally, the cityscape in film noir often consisted of distinct architectural elements that contributed to the genre's visual aesthetics. Skyscrapers, looming bridges, and desolate alleyways formed a labyrinthine structure that added to the sense of foreboding. These elements were used to trap the characters physically and symbolically, reinforcing the notion that escape from their predicaments was nearly impossible. Furthermore, film noir frequently depicted the urban landscape at night, utilizing rain-slickened streets to enhance the moody atmosphere. The rain-soaked pavements created a sense of melancholy and despair, reflecting the moral ambiguity and doomed nature of the characters' lives. The city's dark and wet streets became metaphors for the treacherous paths the protagonists were forced to navigate. The composition and framing of urban landscapes in film noir were carefully constructed to heighten tension and generate a sense of unease. The use of deep focus, where both foreground and background were sharply in focus, enhanced the feeling of being constantly watched or observed. Wide-angle lenses exaggerated the size and presence of buildings, creating a feeling of overwhelming power and domination. Moreover, the use of Dutch angles, tilted shots, further disoriented the audience and reflected the distorted reality experienced by the characters. These unconventional camera angles added to the disquieting nature of the genre, pushing the boundaries of traditional filmmaking and submerging viewers into the murky realms of the city. The city's soundscape was another pivotal aspect in creating the film noir experience. The screeching of car brakes, the distant police sirens, and the murmurs of conversation in smoky bars all contributed to the sense of urban unease. The sounds of the city mirrored the characters' inner turmoil and the perpetual state of tension that enveloped their lives. Notably, various cities became synonymous with the film noir genre. Los Angeles, with its sprawling landscape and contrasting neighborhoods, was a common setting for films such as Chinatown and Double Indemnity. Its bright lights and dark underbelly served as a perfect backdrop for narratives centered around corruption, deceit, and doomed love affairs. Similarly, New York City, with its towering skyscrapers and diverse neighborhoods, provided a rich tapestry for film noir stories like The Maltese Falcon and Sweet Smell of Success. The impact of film noir on subsequent generations of filmmakers cannot be overstated. The portrayal of city landscapes as complex characters that reflect the moral decay of society continues to captivate audiences and filmmakers alike. The city as a character in film noir is an essential element of the genre, contributing to its distinctive visual style and atmosphere. Directors and cinematographers employed various techniques to create a sense of mystery, danger, and moral decay through the urban landscapes depicted on screen. One prominent visual technique used in film noir was the manipulation of lighting. Low-key lighting, characterized by high contrast and deep shadows, enhanced the psychological complexity of the characters and the morally ambiguous nature of the stories. By enveloping the city in darkness, filmmakers emphasized the underbelly of society, rife with crime, corruption, and danger. Beyond its mere physical presence, the city in film noir took on its own persona, driving the narrative forward and reflecting the internal struggles and moral conflicts faced by the protagonists. The sprawling metropolis instilled a sense of claustrophobia and isolation, highlighting the vulnerability and entrapment of the characters in a dangerous and corrupt environment. Architectural elements also played a significant role in defining the aesthetic of film noir landscapes. Skyscrapers, bridges, and alleyways formed a labyrinthine structure, reinforcing a sense of foreboding and trapping the characters both physically and symbolically. These architectural features created a feeling of entrapment, reinforcing the notion that escape from the characters' predicaments was nearly impossible. The depiction of the urban landscape at night, often accompanied by rain-soaked streets, further intensified the moody atmosphere of film noir. The wet pavements and desolate surroundings evoked melancholy and despair, reflecting the doomed nature and moral ambiguity of the characters' lives. The city's dark and treacherous streets became symbolic of the characters' arduous and dangerous journeys. The composition and framing of urban landscapes were meticulously crafted to amplify tension and generate unease. The use of deep focus, where both foreground and background were sharply in focus, created a sense of constant surveillance or observation. Wide-angle lenses exaggerated the size and power of the buildings, submerging viewers into a world dominated by oppressive urban structures. Additionally, the inclusion of Dutch angles, tilted shots, further disoriented the audience and mirrored the distorted reality experienced by the characters. These unconventional camera angles challenged traditional filmmaking, pushing the boundaries and adding to the unsettling nature of the genre. The soundscape of the city also played a crucial role in creating the film noir experience. The screeching of car brakes, distant police sirens, and murmurs of conversation in smoky bars contributed to the urban unease portrayed on screen. These sounds mirrored the inner turmoil of the characters and reinforced the perpetual state of tension prevalent in their lives. Several cities became synonymous with film noir, contributing to their allure and sense of place within the genre. Los Angeles, with its contrasting neighborhoods and sprawling landscape, served as the backdrop for films like Chinatown and Double Indemnity. The bright lights and dark underbelly of the city perfectly complemented narratives revolving around corruption, deceit, and doomed love affairs. Similarly, New York City, with its iconic skyscrapers and diverse neighborhoods, provided a rich tapestry for stories like The Maltese Falcon and Sweet Smell of Success. The influence of film noir on subsequent generations of filmmakers is undeniable. The genre's visual and thematic elements continue to shape and inspire contemporary works, such as Chinatown and Blade Runner in the neo-noir genre.